You don't know what Beck put me through, and no one does. No one does because I am not that person.
What advice would you give Amber's future girlfriend? Simple. Just don't go there. She would use washcloths to wipe. She would set them on the corner of the sink, and then she would throw them away. Our roommates started to notice that their late mother's washcloths were disappearing. And they confronted her about it, and she wanted me to lie to them for her, but I didn't. She ended up buying more washcloths for herself, and instead of throwing them away, she had me wash them in the sink and then put them in the washer. And in between the bucket baths, she just didn't shower.
You don't know what Beck put me through, and no one does. No one does because I am not that person. You're obsessed with Karina Kaboom.
What's wrong with Karina Kaboom? She's a nice lady.
You're kidding, right?
Hello everybody. In today's video, for the low introductory price sale of absolutely nothing, you heard it here last, we're talking about Amber's members only live stream. Live stream. I feel like a girl of 2021 again. It's a wonderful time to be alive, girls. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at all the nonsense, all the live streaming lies. It's amazing. You know what? I have a real question for you. Are you missing your washcloth? Have you ever asked yourself, I need a washcloth. Get your washcloths here, everybody. Here's my affiliate link to purchase a washcloth. You know what? Sometimes you just need a washcloth to make your day better. That's what Amber said. So, if you could not tell already from this ridiculous intro, after you buy the washcloth, let me know so I can be excited for you, obviously. Everything I'm saying clearly is just for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be taken seriously whatsoever. Please do not take anything I say seriously because I am sharing my own opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information first made public by public figures. I would urge you to please do not go to these people's channels and leave mean-spirited, negative, disparaging comments. Entertainment purposes only. Okay, Amber's entire live stream, the majority of it, is her raging against her, in her mind, ex-girlfriend, Valentine / Erica. It's the same person, okay? And Valentine's wife. If you don't know what happened, Amberlynn was involved in an online affair with a married woman. She knew from day one the person was married, Valentine, okay? And recently, for a while now, Valentine's wife has been trolling, in my opinion, Amber a little bit. And Amber did a whole rant on her YouTube channel about it, saying that they are both obsessed with her. Well, what has happened is Valentine came out on Mr. Snowflake's video and made an alleged comment about Amber. And this is what it says. I think I'll say what I need to say. By the way, did you let Rarity loose because you claim she scratched your leg and gave you cellulitis, yet you refused doctor's orders for the skin cream? Are you not calling someone your stepdad anymore because he keeps making things as you claimed? Or is he still... How's Twinkie? Are you still demanding her to give you her paw before you feed her? Is she still going to the bathroom in your bathroom? How's your mom? Have you two had any fights because she won't choose you over the man she plans to marry? Are you still yelling at her in the car rides she gives you? I'm hoping she gave you a ride to the dentist. I know that cracked half tooth is painful considering the fact that you thought you didn't need a regular cleaning nor floss since just brushing should do all of that as you claimed. All of this over a sweatshirt of now multiple pictures of other people are wearing. You won't ever change. No one can ever love you simply because you dig your claws into every fiber and breath of the person you've chosen to manipulate. So what Valentine is talking about as far as the sweatshirt, Amberlynn wore this sweatshirt on purpose, of course, in her live stream that says, like, why are you obsessed with me? Amber posted the sweatshirt in one of her torrid hauls. Mr. Snowflake, Jordy, and the rest of the world who chose to purchase that sweatshirt from Torrid bought it. Valentine's wife was one of the lots of other people that bought it. It's okay that other people buy a sweatshirt that you buy. Yes, in my opinion, she did it to troll you, but so what? She wasn't the only person that bought that sweatshirt. Like I said, in Girl World, I saw Jordy And snowflake buying it. Yeah, it's done to troll you. So what? Amber, here's the bottom line. Nobody is obsessed with you. You think everyone cares about you and everyone is obsessed with you? No one is. Okay. So these are all supposed alleged allegations from supposedly Valentine. Amberlynn decides to respond to this, okay? And she says that, like she doesn't think it could be Valentine. It's what is she saying about me? And then she responds to this. Here's what Amber said in the live stream. Okay, so Amber starts in her live stream raging about Valentine and answering that comment. She confirms that this comment is from Valentine / Erica. She admits that it is true that Rarity gave her cellulitis one time by scratching her. However, she says that she did not let her cat out, that she still calls people to try to find where Rarity is, and there was never any cream that was given to her. Okay, I just wanted to say briefly my opinion on this. Rarity did not give you cellulitis. If Rarity scratched you, it was your responsibility to take care of the scratch that you had. You would have had to wash it. You would have had to apply antibiotic. You would have had to take care of it. Obviously, in my personal opinion, but I think it's common sense, Amber continues to get cellulitis by not taking care of herself. I know that she always says, oh, everyone gets cellulitis. Yeah, okay. The point is that you are not taking proper care of your hygiene. You're not going to convince me that you are. I don't care. We've had numerous amounts of your exes talk about your hygiene. So blaming it on Rarity. First of all, I just have this to say. If you don't want to get scratched, this is just my advice to everybody. Don't get a cat, because if you have any animal in the house, the possibility of this is there, okay? So she knew what she was getting herself into. She had 2 cats. To blame your cellulitis on Rarity, other than your lack of hygiene and your lack of desire to clean a scratch, like, you have to understand something. When you're in those situations, when you have a scratch, you have to. It is your responsibility to take care of yourself. Now, she admits that this is definitely Valentine speaking about this, and it's a real comment from really Valentine, right? Why is this important? Amber admits to certain things being true, but like what I just said, but refuses to admit to the other things. I'm just going to give you my opinion after seeing Amber's micro expressions, which we are going to get into, and her body language. I believe, my personal opinion is, I believe what Valentine is saying. Okay, so Amber denies every single allegation about her mother's partner, okay? She does say that there is a story that happened where she was wearing blush and she didn't know how it was going to look on her, and her stepdad, her mother's partner, gave her a very sweet compliment. And she says, when I told this to Valentine / Erica, Valentine started being very jealous and started like being upset about it. And also another time, Amber brings up a situation where supposedly she was at the grocery store and there was a person, standing next to her, and she claims that when she took a picture, because Valentine supposedly allegedly asked her to take a picture, then, Valentine also got very jealous about other people. Okay. So now on to my opinion. I told you what Amber said. She denied all the allegations about, her mother's partner. I'm going to say this to you. Okay. As far as this next part, either you're going to believe me or you're not going to believe me. That is up to you. The main issue here is that this is not a live stream that is available to everyone. You basically have to pay $10 a month to see it, okay? I wish that you could go and watch it, but the picture that I'm using to speak over right now, the picture that if you are able to view it, you will, I'm hoping you will see what I'm trying to say, but if you don't believe me, that's fine too, okay? I'm just giving you my own opinion. I'm 100 on this. I fully believe what I am saying is true. This is my opinion. It's not a fact, but it's my opinion. Okay. So we talk about body language a lot. That is stuff that your body is doing pretty much where you're not really aware of it, but it's giving you away. There's also something called micro expressions. Micro expressions are fleeting, involuntary facial expressions that occur for a fraction of a second, revealing a person's true emotions, even when they are trying to conceal them. Okay? It could be disgust, surprise, and happiness. So when she starts talking about the allegations that Valentine made about her stepdad, her mother's partner. I don't know if you can see it here, but her first initial response is there's a little bit of joy. It's a micro expression around the eyes. There's a tiny fleeting, like very, very tiny fleeting moment of joy around her eyes. If you look, I tried to capture it as much as I can. I cannot. I am not able to post the clip here. I would in any other situation just to prove this for a second. But this is her members only live stream and she goes after people. And, you know, if she would have to go after me, I would have to respond with legal action myself. So I'll just show you a screenshot. So in this screenshot, I try to capture it as much as I can. If you take a look around her eyes, there is a very, very simple, very, very fleeting moment. It's a micro expression of joy around her eyes. If you look at this picture, she's not just surprised, but I think you can pretty much, like, if you're like following me along here, I think I captured it as much as I could. She is a happy surprise. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know how like somebody can do an angry surprise face, truly shocked surprise face. This is not a truly shocked surprise face. Also, the mouth is pursed in a little bit of a smile. It's fleeting, but it's there in the moment that she hears these allegations. A little bit of a smile. She's happy. This brings her happiness, in my opinion. My question is, why would things that are so untrue bring you happiness? Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a micro expression of joy around the eyes. People that study this, they could tell you more about it, but from my remembrance, okay, Hans Christian Amberlynn here, I am telling you that in my opinion, when she starts addressing the accusations and saying that they're not true, she is happy for a fleeting moment. There's joy around the eyes, making me feel and me believe, due to her body language that I am observing, in my opinion, and her micro expressions that I am observing, in my opinion, that this makes her happy. And this is hitting along the nerve. It's like hitting on a nerve that she's definitely said something that made her happy about this topic, in my opinion, to Valentine. That is all I will say. I do not believe Amber here at all. I believe the majority of what Valentine is saying. Then denies all the allegations about her and her mother and says that her and her mother do not fight. Amber, I don't believe you, but if you and your mother never have an argument, this is a bad thing. It's not a good thing. Like like we will get to at a later part of the video. My opinion is that your mother is a yes man, telling you everything you want to hear. She then throws in my favorite part of this video, this live stream, where she's like, you know, I was delusional about Valentine, and she wrote me a bunch of messages on Instagram, and then she blocked me. Wow, Ambi, can I call you Pookie? Is this the first time that you were blocked by somebody that you dated? Probably not. You know, I have to tell you something. It takes a lot to be blocked by somebody that you're dating. It does, okay? So anyways, basically, she's like, oh, I can't show you any of the messages because Valentine blocked me, but I was delulu with her. I was delusional and I stayed with her. Amber, what does that mean, you stayed with her? You mean you continued to live in your apartment and have your mommy drive you around everywhere while you texted a woman you never met? Like, I love it when she tries to assess and assign a value to someone she never met and never put in any effort into the relationship. Like, the audacity here to literally say, oh, well, I stayed with her. What does that mean? You mean you continued to text a stranger you never met while mommy drove you to bingo? I'm sorry, that does not constitute, oh, I stayed in the relationship for the kids, or I stayed in the relationship because I was, you know, insecure or whatever. None of that is true here, okay? You, like, she's trying to assign a value to this relationship that never existed. Amber, I would really appreciate if you stopped, you know, on that page of Never Happened magazine. Cut it out. What do you mean you stayed with her? You just texted a stranger while mommy drove you around everywhere. It's honestly, it's ridiculous. Like, no, this was not a real relationship. And deep down inside, you knew the deal. You knew she was never going to be with you, which is why you didn't go see her. I want someone to ask Amberlynn Reid on Instagram or in any of her Q&As that she's possibly going to do in the future. Why did you go visit Tommy, but you never went to visit Valentine? It's because she knew the woman was married and never going to be with her for real. Okay, she then admits to asking for Twinkie's paw. before she feeds her every single time, which is just terrible. Okay, she says that it's a cute trick that Twinkie does. Let me just tell you something. This is just my opinion, okay? It's great to train your dog. It's amazing to train them when, like, you know, they do a trick, you give them a treat, whatever. But if you are in a situation where it is contingent on them giving you their paw or doing a trick right before mealtime and you won't feed them otherwise, or what are you trying to imply here, Amber? That is wrong. By the way, while we're at it, there's a moment in the video where Wasabi uses the litter box, and Amber makes a big deal about the scent. I thought this was in poor taste and inappropriate. You are choosing, girl, to have pets. Yes, they're going to use the litter box, and you have to clean it. Like, she makes a big deal about the scent, and it's inappropriate, and it shows you how much she's not interested in having pets. Of course, Rarity ran away from you. Okay, so then she says that she never yelled at her mom and does admit to her, like, half of her tooth being cracked or something. And she said that when they were removing one of her teeth, they removed like half of her other tooth and it's cracked, whatever. And then this is my favorite manipulation tactic ever. Okay, so she says that she's very confused about what Valentine means about brushing her teeth and about flossing. And she says that, like, you know, she is afraid to go to the dentist, but she has no idea. Like, okay, if you've been watching Amber for any amount of time, she has this very rudimentary manipulation tactic where she starts pretending that she doesn't understand what the other person is saying. This is a manipulation tactic and gaslighting, making you question your sanity in order to not answer the question. So you don't understand what Valentine means when Valentine says that you relate to her, that you don't need to see a dentist for a cleaning, and flossing is not important as long as you brush your teeth. Flossing is important, and at the very least a yearly cleaning is important. I mean, technically you're supposed to go twice a year, but the point is Amber doesn't go to the dentist at all to get a cleaning. And what about flossing? And she's pretending, like, in the live stream, she pretends that she doesn't understand what Valentine's means. Like, you do understand what Valentine means. You're just pretending and manipulating. By the way, more manipulation. There's a moment from Hans Christian Amberlynn in the video where she talks about how people have seen her legs, which no, we have not. We've seen like a sliver of your legs if you're wearing like a dress, whatever. I'm not really interested in this. And she's like, oh, you all know that I don't have boils, because, like, you know, somebody had said this. And I'm sitting there like, listen, you and Chantal, boils are us, all right? I really don't want to get into this a lot. The thing is, Amber, are you that bad of a manipulator that you don't understand that people will understand that just because you don't have a boil in your leg that we didn't even see doesn't mean it's not in another area? Like, she's actually trying to imply that as long as she doesn't have a boil on her leg, that's it. Like, Amber, just stop. There's people that are watching you that read these rudimentary manipulation tactics and are just like, just stop. She finishes off strong, responding to the message that Valentine wrote by saying things about Valentine that I can't repeat here, using certain words towards Valentine. And one of my favorite moments of this video is she says, you know, like, Valentine is just lying. Like, she's just lying about me. At least a lot of embarrassing things that Beck said about me were true. Really? Because you haven't admitted to almost anything that Beck said and extensively told us that Beck lied. Like, what a manipulation tactic. Like, you are pathological. You have extensively told us that Beck is lying about a lot of things. But now you're saying Beck is telling the truth about a lot of things in comparison to Valentine. Yeah. I can see that all of your exes are living rent-free in your head, Ambi. This is one of these moments where you're going to have to make a decision about who to believe. I understand that what Erica did to, you know, Amber was incorrect. It was wrong. I understand that she was wrong to betray her partner. I get all that. But Amberlynn has a very, very big documented history of lying. And honestly, I believe, especially Seeing Amber's body language, I believe Valentine over Amber. Okay, so these next parts in her rage about Valentine are very, very important. In the beginning of the live stream, she tells you that she has no idea what Valentine slash Erica has been saying, right? She says, I don't know what she's been saying. Oh, show me what she's been saying. A few minutes later, without even seeing what Valentine was saying about her, she says, oh, Valentine is, talking about me because she's very upset that I shared her love messages. So this may be not important to a lot of people, but for me, I still think it's super relevant. So you lie straight to the faces of a live stream, right? You lie to your audience. And I understand that people are always like, well, what a big surprise, she lied. She is obviously pathological. Who comes on the internet and says, I have no idea what Valentine has been saying about me, and a minute later admits that you do know what Valentine has been saying about you? It's creepy and scary to me. Okay, she says that Valentine is obsessed with her, and Valentine's wife is obsessed with her, and that Valentine has been lying for a long time, and everything that Valentine is saying is just like lies, and that's what really bothers her, Amber says. It's the lies. Honestly, it's like taking candy from a Kermit. You clearly have demonstrated a very long-standing history of you lying. You literally, Hans Christian Amberlynn, I'm reminded of a sonnet by Hans Christian Amberlynn. You literally have a bunch of videos stating that you lie. You have been caught in so many lies. You lied for 2+ years about wifey. You lied for years saying that you did not need help in the lavatory. You lied that you won first place in dancing competitions that you choreographed. And Valentine is lying. Yeah, right. So basically, this this is what else she said. The whole rage about Valentine is great. She says, and I kid you not, that she had no idea that she was the other woman and that she has a right to be upset, that she was fooled and lied to, and she believed that she was in a relationship with Valentine. Okay? So this is my question. I understand that there are lots of long distance relationships. I do. But at what point, Amber, did you believe that you were in a long distance relationship in which you never met the person? Valentine never made any effort to come see you. You clearly made zero effort to come see her either. And why is that? Now, look, I'm going to give you a basic example. You see how mommy, drove Amber for 19 hours to see Tommy? That's because Tommy was single. The reason that Amby, can I call you Pookie, didn't have her mommy drive her to see Valentine is because Amber knew from day one that Valentine was married. So when you say, Amber, that you were lied to and you were misled and you thought that they weren't really married and that they didn't spend any time together, she literally says that she didn't think that Valentine slash Erica and her wife spent any time together, that Valentine sent her a picture of her wife, and Amber was shocked because I'm telling you, like, I kid you not, that Amber did not understand that Valentine spent time with her wife that she lived with. I think at best it's willful ignorance, and at worst you're lying. I think Amber's lying. I think that she was desperate to find anyone who would be with her, and she didn't care that this person was married. Because for her to say, well, I thought that they were together for financial reasons, even if you genuinely just pay attention to what she says. If Amber genuinely believed that Valentine was with her wife for financial reasons, then why in the world wouldn't she spend any time with the person that she lived with? You know, Amber, when you take money from someone, you have to give them something back in return, like your time or whatever. Like, for example, Amby, can I call you Pookie? Remember when you used to live at Crystal's parents' house and they used to support you? You spent time with your daughter, right? Or remember when like Destiny used to support you when you first moved to Florida for a while? Didn't you spend time with her? Like, the audacity of her to try to pass this off, like basically what she's trying to still pass this off as, I had no idea she was married. And if I did, this is the typical narcissist thing. And if I did know, I thought they were just in it for the money. And if I did know that they were married, I thought they didn't spend any time together. I was fooled. I was misled. I was a girl in love. Girl. I was a girl in love. I thought I was in a relationship. How so? How did you think you were in a relationship when you never met? And again, if you need serious proof, which I'm sure most of you don't, that Amber knew 100% that this person was married and living with their partner and spending time with their partner, which is the exact opposite of what she's saying now, ask yourself, why didn't she have her mother drive her 19 hours to see Valentine like she did to Tommy? There's your proof, because she knew the woman was married and living with her. So she says that she should have walked away when she found out the truth. Amber, you knew the truth the majority of the time, okay? She says that they had a certain type of relationship, which I cannot get into here, but you can just imagine the nonsense. Amber, this was not a relationship. It was some online texting situation type deal. And here's the bottom line. If anyone ever has been able to draw a line in the sand about what a relationship is, I don't care if somebody texts you that they love you. If they never met you for over a year, they are playing you. Stop, Amber, and get some help. Anyone can tell anyone anything in text messages. And then she keeps going on and on with this, that, oh, every single time, Valentine was alone, she would be calling me. And she couldn't wait until her wife left. I don't care. She obviously cheated. So, you know what it is? In this situation, Amber's trying to shock her audience, like shock and awe. Oh my God, can you believe that a cheater couldn't wait until her wife left? Yeah, this is the norm for cheaters. They wait until they're alone. I mean, Amber, this is not the flex that you think it is. It is so embarrassing that you think anyone will be on your side. Yes, Valentine, what she did was wrong. Yes, them trolling you was wrong. 100%, and they shouldn't be, they shouldn't be doing this. But my question here is, how do you expect to get any support as the other woman who knew from day one that she was married? She then talks about Valentine allegedly buying the same product that Amber bought and the wife finding the product. Amber, are you not embarrassed of this? Like, seriously, do you understand that you are the one in the wrong along with Valentine? Do you understand that you are not going to be absolved of being the other woman from day one? Do you understand that? And I'm going to be 100 on this and no one's going to change my mind. Trolling you was wrong. Cheating on her wife was wrong. Valentine already admitted to that. But you engaging in almost a year-long affair, pretending on your YouTube channel that you were in a monogamous regular relationship, saying, oh, I know you're watching, babe. I know you're watching. For you to have the audacity, and I will keep talking about this forever, to have the audacity to go onto TikTok and say that you were cheated on. She said, I was cheated on when you were the other woman. None of this is a flex. You need to take responsibility for not being lied to and for not being misled. You wanted to do it. You wanted to be the other woman. You wanted to believe that you were so hot and amazing that someone else wanted to be with you despite being married. You wanted that flex of, she likes me so much, she's going to cheat on her wife with me. She never even met you. And it's sad that you're presenting this to your audience as if you're the one in the right. Yes, Valentine had the loyalty to her wife and she broke that trust. Yes, Valentine is in the wrong, but Amber is not in any shape, way, or form in the right for being the other woman from day one. No one is going to feel bad for you here. And you did not believe you were in a relationship. The woman never met you. And you never went there because you knew she was a married woman. Just say it for what it is. You wanted the flex that somebody, like Amber says, oh, she fell in love with me because of who I am. Is that what really happened, or were you trolled the whole time? The things that she says in this live stream about Beck are ridiculous. She says that she feels bad for Beck's mental health, right? But at the same time, she gets asked, what's your favorite nickname in girl world? And she basically says a nickname that Beck has that is unflattering, and that's her favorite nickname in girl world. And she's like, oh, I promise it's nothing bad. There's right. Okay, so you pick an unflattering one. And you have to understand something. Somebody who dislikes everyone in their workplace, and that's what's going on. Whether she likes it or not, Beck is her coworker, so am I, so are all the reaction channels. So somebody who dislikes all their coworkers, what could you expect, okay? If you really felt bad for their mental health, you would probably not be saying these things. She then says that she doesn't believe that Beck and their partner broke up. Okay. She says that she knows all of these things and she's not going to say, yeah, remember how Amber said that she had people like spying on Beck? Well, I'm sure that she knows things because she's had people spying on Beck, as she told you herself. Lots of times, you can just look at the things that she's told you and understand what's really going on. I'm sure everything that you know, Amber, and whatever you're doing behind the scenes, in my opinion, it's not a fact, but I'm 100 on this. I definitely believe in what I'm saying is true. I believe, as you yourself stated, you have people, looking things up and everything like that. So I'm sure that, because what does that mean that she says that there's certain things about Beck that she can't say and there's certain things that she knows that she can't say? Like what? My favorite part is after this, she's like, oh yeah, sometimes I'm a good person. Sometimes I'm a bad person.
Are you the one DMing Amberlynn Reid?
But like, I don't think I'm ever going to have any more new friends. Okay, I'm sure your potential friends are so sad about this. She then says that the story that Beck said about how she didn't want to help put the groceries away is true because she saw a shadowy figure and she thought that she saw a ghost and she was afraid. She then, right after this, Film at 11 says that this is amazing. She literally says, literally, as Amber would say, that she would definitely go like ghost hunting because ghosts aren't real. But she just said that she saw one. It's common sense that she didn't want to help put the groceries away because, she doesn't want to help in relationships. She then says that she doesn't believe in the Ouija board, but has definitely used the Ouija board many, many different times. Okay. Can you please explain to me how you don't believe in it when you literally said that you saw a ghost? Right. Another day at Hard News Lynn. Okay, so there are many times in the live stream where she acts absolutely inappropriate. Okay, so she discusses many of her actions that she enjoys doing in her life and things that she enjoys doing, products she enjoys buying that she knows that she's not allowed to discuss on YouTube. She knows this. I'm not going to be discussing it either because we all know what the rules are. Her entire live stream is absolutely inappropriate, okay? Go to OnlyFrogs. Now, as far as the way that she conducts the live stream, honestly, I have to tell you, I have seen so many live streams from so many people in Girl World, okay? And outside of Girl World as well. People live stream on a daily basis for hours, from 1 to 5 hours, for 2 hours, for 3 hours, right? This is the math channel. And what I see happening, okay, is no one is doing what she is doing. She takes more than 3 breaks in the 2 hours. She is disrespectful, aka despectful, while doing so. Okay, so for example, what is going on is that I understand that she would like to go ahead and, use the restroom or have a drink of water. I've said this before. That is totally 150% fine. There's nothing wrong with this. But taking more than 3 breaks in 2 hours of, oh, I need to get a snack, I need to do this, I need to go text my lawyer, I need to go text my new girlfriend, this is inappropriate. Like, no one signed up to see your ceiling. I know some of you have said it's the best side character, more exciting than what we're seeing. Yes, Ceiling Lynn is back in full effect. Like, does she not understand? I know that she doesn't care, but other than using the facilities or whatever else is going on, this is inappropriate. You should not be taking 5 to 6 breaks every 2 hours. And I'm going to tell you why. Because no one else is doing that, because it's disrespectful. Now, let me just put it to you this way. The main thing isn't just that she is going ahead and, of course, taking breaks. It's not just that. She ignores super chats. She continuously is not present in the live stream. What I mean by that is when I watch her live stream, I could see her ignoring people. I could see her not interacting with the chat the way that anyone would. People are paying for these live streams $10 a month. I know that y'all will say, well, whoever wants to pay for this deserves it. I understand that. But the people that genuinely do like her and don't understand that she doesn't care about them don't deserve it. Like, yeah, if you want to pay, you should know by now. But a lot of people do pay for this. And strictly from a financial, she's not appropriate. And on top of being inappropriate, what she's doing is ignoring people in the chat and just showing you her ceiling. Now, there's something else that she keeps doing throughout the entire live stream. No one here will tell me that she is single. There is no way that this person is single. She is constantly texting someone, and you can hear that it's a text, right? The text sending motion, you can hear that she is texting someone. Who is she texting? Clearly the person that she's dating, maybe an ex of hers, whoever she's talking to. You are disrespectful, Amber, to sit around and text this person during the live stream. And I know what some of you will say, if people are going to pay for this, yeah, but I'm still going to tell you my opinion on it. It is outrageously disrespectful. I don't see any other creator texting for 2 hours somebody else. Then she keeps talking about her lawyer. And by the way, I will say she is 100% seeing someone. She is not single the way that she tells you. She's not acting single. I can see with her body language and the way that she behaves that she is not single. Think about this. If she was single, would she be texting someone 24/7 even while she's on live stream? She can't even take a break for 2 hours. Okay. So she discusses her lawyer. She says, like, it's national, be nice to your lawyer day or whatever. And she actually tells you why she has a lawyer. And this is not surprising to me. So for years, there have been certain allegations about her, which I can't repeat here. And the thing is, remember when I used to talk about like defamation per se? It's when somebody says something about someone. And by the way, it doesn't have to be a public figure, it can be a private citizen as well. When you say something about a person, there's a few things that are always defamation, right? Like accusing somebody of a crime they didn't commit, saying a woman is unchaste, saying somebody has a disease that they don't have. Basically, she doesn't have to prove damages if somebody says something to that in that neighborhood, okay? And remember how I told you that you cannot come on the internet, okay, and say that somebody is something. And this doesn't just apply to Amber, it applies to every single human being. You can't just come on there and say somebody is something, right? If they weren't convicted of a crime. And the thing is that that's like the legal statute. It differs, like, state per state, but there's certain things that if you say about people, it's always defamation per se, meaning that she doesn't have to prove how she lost out on money while doing so. And she says that the certain things that people say about her, okay, that I can't even repeat here, and I will not be talking about that topic under any circumstances about anybody at all. Basically, she says that's why she has a lawyer. Remember how I said that it's very important never to say that somebody is, something, even if it looks that way, even if whatever the situation is, unless they've been convicted of a crime, right? Well, yeah. So she says that these type of certain allegations is why she has a lawyer. Okay, I'm not surprised. I figured that she would have a lawyer for this. Although I will say, Ambi, can I call you Pookie? My personal opinion is, why aren't you making your move? Like, where is your lawsuit against, massive frogs or whatever the case may be? So then she discusses Mama Lynn and says how much her mother dislikes reaction channels. She says, oh, when people are saying I love Mama Lynn, she really dislikes you. Okay, here's my answer to that, right? I really don't care what your mother thinks, and I never did, okay? So people trying to be nice to her and she doesn't like them, okay. I think, in my opinion, not a fact, your mother's a yes man. What that means is that she constantly says yes to you. Amber has said that she never fights with her mom, which I don't believe. But if that's really true, that's very, very bad for you, Amber. You need to have people in your life telling you no and telling you that the things that you're involved in are bad. Okay. She ends off the stream by literally, it's a wonderful time to be alive, girls, saying this. oh, people ask her, are you going to do a reading for us with tarot cards? And she says, I can't really connect to you guys. Like I can't really do these readings. I can't connect to you guys. And right after saying that, she does the tarot card reading. In my opinion, she's doing the tarot card reading because she literally, as Amber would say, from my remembrance, I'm reminded of a sonnet by Amberlynn Shakespeare, doesn't have anything else. I sometimes watch people's live streams and I see that they are always entertaining. And this is different people in Girl World and people that talk about foodie beauty as well. They're not disrespecting their audience 24/7. They're not taking 17 breaks of video. They're not taking 6 breaks. They're connecting with their audience and they're not playing tarot cards because they have no other content. She's only doing the readings because she doesn't have any other content. And she admits, as she's admitted before, and she admits in this live stream, that she can't connect with her audience. Yeah, because you dislike them. She can't just connect with her audience through the tarot. It's a general statement, okay, for her and her audience. She just can't connect to them because she thinks they're wrong about everything. Okay, so then she does this tarot reading, which is completely boring because she doesn't know what she's talking about. She can't connect, as she says. Like, imagine telling your audience, like, I cannot do this at all, but I'm going to still do it. And then she ends the stream. Honestly, Pookie, can I call you Pookie? For you to be this obsessed with a woman, Valentine / Erica, who you never met, is super, super embarrassing. For you to dedicate a live stream about this, you have to really ask yourself, who's more obsessed with who? Anyways, it's a wonderful time to be alive. I love me some Amberlynn Reid. She's so riveting, so entertaining. She's definitely my favorite YouTuber, and clearly the most entertaining, riveting YouTuber in all the land. Thoughts, comments, questions, leave them in the comments down below. Thank you all so very much for spending some of your time with me. I appreciate it. Check out this other video that's popping up here on a similar topic. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.